My name is Timothy Smith. For over 3 decades, I have been professionally engaged as a conservator, appraiser of fine art, antiquities, and rare ancient artifacts. I have personally uncovered and handled objects of incredible historical value, much of this activity in the Washington, D.C. and Virginia area. But in truth, all of my exploration and activity has just been the residual consequence of something vastly more significant that I have not revealed for most of my adult life. In the early 1980s, I encountered a bizarre mystery concerning my mother's family and soon discovered the true origins of her ancestry. From that moment on, unexplainable events started to occur in my own life. Through a series of dreams and visions, I know this sounds crazy, hang with me here, I knew that God was compelling me to search for something hidden in the scriptures, something God wanted me to find. These spiritual experiences were very detailed and specific. Speaking openly about this brought me a lot of personal heartache, so for many years I resolved to pretty much keep the matter to myself. In the fall of 1998, I was able for the first time, like many other scholars around the world, to put my hands on the Leningrad Codex facsimile edition, a book containing the oldest complete manuscript of the Hebrew Bible. This is where all the translations of the Old Testament, or what the Jews call the Tanakh, originate. I quickly turned to a few verses in the book of Genesis. For nearly a decade, I had been scouring the Bible in an effort to understand what I was supposed to do in the wake of what God had been revealing to me. Over time, my search had focused more and more on a specific section of Genesis 30, and in particular on a short passage halfway through that chapter. I had settled on these verses because there, a story told had a puzzling similarity to my own family. You see, I have 7 children, 6 sons and a daughter. My father, E.J. Smith, had 7 children as well, 6 sons and a daughter. And in Genesis chapter 30, we read this, "And Leah said, God hath endowed me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulun. And afterwards she bare a daughter, and called her name Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her, and opened her womb. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, God hath taken away my reproach." Now it's always fascinated me that both my father and myself had 7 children, 6 sons and a daughter. So it should be no surprise that when I studied the Bible, this verse would make me pause, because Leah also had 6 sons and a daughter. As I examined the original Hebrew text in the Leningrad Codex, I went straight for Genesis chapter 30, 20 through 25, to see if I might find anything hidden there. I found it immediately. There in Genesis chapter 30, 20 through 25, I found the Hebrew letters of my own name, encrypted in the text at a perfect equidistant skip of 16. The odds of it being there by chance are astronomical, many billions to 1. This was absolutely unbelievable. I call this encryption in the Leningrad Codex the Chamberlain Key. In days long past, the Chamberlain was the official in a royal household who held the key on behalf of the king that gave access to all the most private and secret areas of the castle or palace. He opened doors no one else could. It seemed I too had received a key to unlock a mysterious secret. But it didn't stop there. As I began to closely examine this small section of text, I found not only my own name encrypted there, but also the full name of my wife and a great deal of detailed family biographical information. I have spent the last 15 years running my initial observations through a gauntlet of analysis by experts. Verifying the reality and importance of this initial discovery was just the beginning. We realized that what we were looking at was nothing less than an actual key code, and with it we could unlock other sections of the text. At first, the key code revealed a breathtaking testimony of the crucified Messiah, Jesus, and his mother, the Virgin Mary. Further discoveries in the text led us to very precise geographical locations in Europe and in the Middle East, where important historical and archaeological discoveries have been made. This is what really separates the Chamberlain Key from the Bible Code and similar publications, which supposedly reveal sensational information but are statistically completely unreliable and what I consider to be silly parlor tricks. Of all the unusual experiences that I've had, which are narrated in my book, as well as the discoveries we've made in the text, are leading to a stunning truth about the first Christians and the early church. We are on the trail of something that for the last 2,000 years the entire Judeo-Christian world has been missing. What I'm describing are the actual physical repositories for manuscripts, scrolls, and artifacts that the Christian disciples had in their possession in the 1st century AD. The Chamberlain Key will introduce you to the ingenious subterfuge that was conceived to keep these treasures out of the hands of the Imperial Roman Church. In fact, in connection with this particular subject, I've made 2 separate trips to Spain and have made 2 unprecedented historical discoveries. The first concerns Spain's famous wooden statue of Virgin and Child known as the Rocio Madonna, and the second concerns a legacy of the Spanish monarchy as caretakers of a sacred treasure. When I reflect back over the last 25 years, I'm in awe at what I've had the opportunity to uncover. And I know when you dive into the Chamberlain Key, you'll experience the same thing yourself. After an exhaustive review, I am now ready to share not only my discovery, but my remarkable quest which led to this discovery. The Chamberlain Key is a story of faith, exploration, hidden treasure, adventure, symbology, and Bible history. Yet perhaps the best part of the story is that it's not just mine, it's your story too. I invite you to take a journey with me in discovering for yourself what's hidden in the Scriptures, woven into the text thousands of years ago by the hand of God, and most importantly, to learn what these messages might mean for you and me, and for everyone who has ever lived.